Hi, my name is Dawn from Infinite You Life Coaching. Today we'll be doing a full moon balance flow. So, full moons are known for their energy of letting go. So, things have already manifested, the moon is full, it's all there. And now we get to see what is it that we want to prune away. Just like a plant, a successful pruning can cause a plant to grow bigger and have better fruit because it's focusing its energy in certain areas. So, in our practice today, we'll be doing some balancing poses. I tend to have trouble with balancing poses, but I don't let that stop me. If I fall out, I get right back in. If there's any balance pose today that's too much, you can always put your toes on the floor and just experiment with just that balancing feeling. Because even just taking a full foot off the floor and just having toes, you're changing your balance, and that allows your brain the opportunity to adjust. So, just like anything else, balancing poses take practice. So, in the practice today, let go of those limiting beliefs that keep you from going in balancing poses. Let go of that feeling that you're never going to get it, because that's not the case. So, we'll go through this full moon balancing flow together. And I invite you as well to invite any kind of um, pruning you want to do in your own life outside of balancing poses, because very much so, yoga is what is on the mat is also off the mat. So these beliefs that we carry about not being able to hold a pose longer or not being able to do something, that is a pattern of thinking that we carry throughout our lives. So let's go ahead and get a comfortable seat on the mat. Once you're seated, you can just ground down, arrive on your mat, maybe closing your eyes or softening your gaze, and feel your sit bones being supported by the floor. And even though we wouldn't consider this a balancing pose, I mean, technically it is. We have a part of our body away from the earth, and gravity is pulling us down. So feel how your body can ground in this pose. It won't be any different when we're on our feet. Allow your feet to ground into the earth. So know this feeling of safeness, of being held. And maybe just take your attention to your breath. Just notice it. Remembering that our breath is there throughout our entire practice, throughout our entire life. So come back to your breath. Use your breath as an anchor to remember this moment, how grounded and safe you are. And when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open if they were closed. And we're going to go ahead and inhale our hands up to palms touch. Exhale, taking the right hand to the mat beside you and just extending to the side. We'll take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, coming back up to center and taking it to the other side. Right hand now reaching over, maybe taking your gaze up to the sky as you breathe. Both of your sit bones are grounded. On your next inhale, we'll come back up to center, hands touch. Exhale, allow your torso to turn to the left side, and then just drop your hands down, your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. On an inhale, extend your spine up to the sky. And then exhaling, allowing your heart to move a little further without forcing, and taking your gaze over your back shoulder. Continuing to breathe, allowing your shoulders to ease away from your ears. And on your next inhale, we'll unwind, bringing our hands back above our head on an inhale. Exhale, twisting your heart to the left this time, allowing your hands to float down. So right hand on left knee and your left hand is behind you. Inhaling like a string is pulling your spine up. And exhale, deepen your twist, letting your heart lead the way, maybe taking your gaze over that back shoulder. Continuing to breathe, lifting your spine on every inhale. And on your next inhale, we'll unwind, bring our hands back up to center, palms touch. Exhale, floating your hands behind you, we'll interlace our fingers, dropping our fist towards the floor and then allowing your fist to move away from you, allowing your heart space to open. With every inhale, feeling your ribs expand. On your next inhale, just floating your hands forward and allowing your body to move towards the floor. If you can go that far, you can rest your forehead on the mat. Continue to breathe. On your next inhale, we'll walk ourselves back up and come into a tabletop position. So hands should be directly underneath your shoulders. Your index finger pointing forward, fingers are wide. You can untuck your toes. And from here, we're going to inhale, dropping our belly and taking a look up to the sky for our cat. And then as we come through cow, so tucking the tailbone, curving your vertebrae, we're going to come all the way down to a child's pose. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, tucking your tailbone, curving your back, and sitting back down into child's pose. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, dropping your belly, opening your chest, taking your gaze up. Exhale, tucking your tailbone, rounding your spine, chin to chest as you come down into child's pose. From here, coming back up to our tabletop position. So I'm going to turn my body, but you can stay in the same position. If you want to turn to the side of your mat just for more grip, the way that I am here, you can too. So we're just going to take our left foot and extend it so that it's in line with the right knee. And then we're going to come up into this kneeling position. We're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, drop that left hand, not down on your knee, but on your thigh or your shin. And just extending that right hand over. Taking a few breaths here. On your next inhale, coming back up to center. And exhale, we're going to bring our right hand to the mat and extend our left hand up and over. On your next inhale, inhaling back up to center. Exhale, back down to the other side. Really reach those right fingertips away from your body. On your next inhale, coming back up to center. Exhaling that right hand down. You may want to take your right foot and just kind of bring it in a little bit as we raise the left foot up off the floor. If this is too much, you can leave that foot on the floor. One more breath here. Dropping your foot back down to the mat. If you moved your right foot, you can bring that back. And then inhaling, coming back up to center. Exhale, we'll take our hands to our hips, bringing that left foot back in. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So from here, we're just going to extend that right foot out to the side. Inhaling, hands up. Exhale, we're going to come down to the right side, hand on your thigh or your shin. Foot is grounded. Extending the fingertips to the opposite side. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, bringing your left hand down to the mat and inhaling our right hand to the opposite side. Continuing to breathe. On your next inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, we're going to drop back down to the right side. Left fingertips reaching up and over. Continue to breathe. On your next inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale the left hand down. If you want to bring that left foot in a little bit as more of a kickstand, you can. Then inhale, we're going to bring that right foot up. Just breathe. On your next inhale, we'll drop that foot down. Coming back up to center, straightening the back foot. Coming back into our kneeling position. If you're already facing the front of your mat, you can stay there. If you had turned just to have the grippy of the mat for the side stretches, that's okay too. We're going to put our hands down in front of us and step back into a plank position. And just breathe. Taking an inhale. And then either knees, chest, chin, or coming down to chaturanga. Inhale into either cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing back for a downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe. Maybe walking your dog since it's our first one. And when you're ready, you're going to bend your knees, lift your heels, take your gaze between your hands. And we're going to step our feet in between our hands. And just allow the forward fold. Your knees can be bent here. And when you're ready, you're going to bend your knees and roll up into a standing position, one vertebrae at a time. Allowing your shoulders to come high and rolling them back. Think about putting those shoulder blades in your back pocket. You can stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. We're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale. We're going to take our hands to the side. So moving to your left side. Really grounding through that right heel, right foot. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Take it to the other side. Grounding down in your left foot this time. And then coming back to center on your inhale. Exhale, we're going to float our hands down right to our hips. You can leave your feet together if they are close, or you can step out into a shoulder width stance. And from here, we're just going to rotate our hips. You can start small, moving in a clockwise direction. Maybe connecting your breath. Inhale as you roll front, exhale as you roll back. Then taking it in the other direction. And just notice what you feel. Notice the sensations of your feet as you move around as well. And we'll come back to a stillness. So from here, as you're facing the short edge of your mat, we're just going to inhale our hands up. And exhale, we're going to bring our left knee. Actually, let's pause. Before we bring our left knee up, I want you to ground down onto your right foot. So maybe rock that right foot back and forth. Think about grounding into the points of your feet. So the big toe and the little toe and the heel. Think about growing roots through those areas. Maybe taking your left foot, toes up on the floor, the heels up, and just notice your balance. From here, we're going to bring up our left knee And you can hold onto your left knee with your hands. Find your balance, maybe rotating your foot to get some extra motion in. From here, holding the knee with opposite hand, you're just going to extend the hand behind you. You can stay with your gaze forward, or you can start experimenting with bringing your gaze around. And if you do it fairly slowly, you can keep your balance even if it's wiggly. And remember, if you fall out, that's okay. Coming back to center, we're going to take that knee into our chest one more time. Taking same foot, you're going to take it into a tree pose. So here's a position where if you want to keep your toes on the floor, you can do it that way. You can put your foot on your calf or bring it up into your thigh. Keeping hands at heart center, maybe opening your hands up. From here, we're going to take our foot behind us, grabbing onto the foot. You can stay here, or you can begin to come forward. Finding the spot where your gaze gives you the most grounding. And then coming back to center, allowing your foot to come down. Now, I like to shake my foot out after bounce poses. You can also do little bounces, which also feels good. Shake it out. But we are going to take that to the other side. So we're going to start by doing those same stretches. So inhaling your hands up. And palms touch as you ground down through, this time your left foot, we're going to lean to the right side. Really feel the mat under your feet. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right side, to the left side, my apologies. Right foot is grounded. Again, noticing the floor touching your feet. Inhale back to center as we float our hands down to our hips. From here, maybe taking your feet a little wider, more like shoulder width apart. And again, we're going to take those hip rotations. See if you can feel the different points of your feet touching the floor. Let's take it in the other direction. Just feeling your weight shift, the different points of your feet, getting to know your feet for these balanced positions. And when we're ready, again, maybe rock back and forth a little bit so that you feel your feet and find a nice grounded position. Putting your weight into the left foot and coming up onto your toes on your right foot. Just finding that balance in the left leg. And from here, we're going to take our knee up to our chest. Again, you can rotate the ankle, take it in both directions. Holding the knee with opposite hand, extending the other hand behind you. And then maybe taking your gaze all the way to the hand that's behind you. Breathe. Unwinding, coming back to center, pulling the knee back up to the chest. We're going to come into our tree pose, so taking the variation that fits you best. It's okay to fall out. It's also okay to be near a wall and use that for help. Maybe taking your hands up above your head or leaving your hands in prayer. Bring our knee once again back up to center. Taking this foot behind you, touching the floor if you need to. And then if you can find the balance to take your torso forward. Again, if you fall out, that's okay. And then slowly, with control, coming back to center. Again, if you want to shake out that left foot, maybe bounce up and down a little bit. And then we're going to take our bodies and stay where we are at the front of the mat, and take a version of a moon salutation here. So feet together, we're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, we're going to step very wide. Start with your feet parallel. Once you feel like you have your placement, we're just going to come up onto our toes and take our heels in and toes out. We're going to be coming into goddess. So inhaling as we bend down and bringing our hands up, possibly holding a hand mudra. And just breathe. Maybe sinking a little lower. On your next inhale, we're going to stand up and bring our feet back to parallel. Now, taking your left foot back to the center of the mat, or me facing you, it looks like my left foot, but really it's probably your right. So taking the foot at the head of your mat and point it towards the short end. And then taking your back foot, you can either keep it parallel or bring your toes in just a little bit. From here, we're going to inhale our hands up. Exhale, bring our hands wide, leaning your front hand forward, your hip back as you come into our triangle pose. You can have your hand on your shin, hovering over the floor, maybe grabbing your big toe. Imagine that you're sandwiched between two walls, so we don't want to let that top shoulder curl down, really opening up our shoulder here. And our hip and side are reaching towards the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to just turn our torso towards the front of the mat, maybe taking hold of both elbows as we come into our pyramid pose. Keeping your back nice and straight. Gaze is at your front heel. Just breathe. Now lowering your hands to be on either side of your foot. Maybe stepping back a step with your back leg and allowing your knee to come to the floor. Untucking your toes for this low lunge. Allowing your hips to be pulled down by gravity and your heart to be open to the sky. And then pushing into your hands and tucking your toes. We're just going to bring our body up as we come a little bit towards the long side of the mat. So we're going to be coming into a skandasana. So the front toes are pointed to the front corner of the mat. Your back foot can stay where it is and you can just crouch down. Or you could rotate your foot and knee up to the sky and come into the full skandasana. Maybe taking your hands into prayer. Pushing down into the mat, bring your feet parallel again as we shift over to the other side of the mat. Taking the foot now on the back side of your mat, pointing it to the corner of the mat. And then coming as low as comfortable for this side lunge. If you're coming into a full skandasana, you may need to adjust a little bit, just rotating your foot up to the sky, knee up to the sky. If it's comfortable, you could bring your hands to prayer. Continue to breathe. If your hands are in prayer, hands back down, pushing your hands into the mat, getting your hands on either side of your foot as we rotate and lower that back knee, untucking the toes, allowing gravity to really pull those hips down, but you don't have to do anything other than open your heart. Think about your shoulder blade, your shoulders and your clavicles moving away from each other, and your shoulder blades moving down your back. Spine is tall. From here, we're going to tuck our toes back under. And we're just going to come into that triangle pose. Pyramid pose. So straightening that front leg, you can keep your hands on the mat, or like we did before, maybe stepping your foot one step closer. Holding your opposite elbows if that's comfortable. Gaze at your front heel. And from here, we're just going to take our hand to our shin, maybe rotating out that back foot a little bit more. And we're just going to inhale the top arm up. Again, that shoulder shouldn't be caving forward. We want to keep that nice and open. Feet are really grounded and strong. On your next inhale, let that top hand lead your body up. As you come back up, we're going to turn our feet so they're parallel to start. Once you're parallel, bringing your knees in and toes out as we sink down into our goddess pose. We'll have hands at heart center this time. Allowing your thumbs and pinkies to touch, but opening the rest of your fingers for a lotus mudra. Keeping them at heart center, or maybe offering this lotus up to the world. Nice strong legs, maybe sinking down a little bit more. Relaxing those parts of the body that don't need to hold this pose. Hands back to heart center as we inhale as we stand up. And then let your feet come parallel, and we'll step back towards the front of the mat. And then you can just turn your body so that you're facing the short side of your mat. Having your hand at heart center here, maybe even hands on heart. See what you notice. Maybe rock onto your toes and then back on your heels a couple times to really ground down. Breathe. We're going to be coming back into some balancing poses. So from here, we're going to take that left knee back up towards our chest. So allow your weight to get comfortable into the right foot. Maybe just have your left toes on the mat. Inhaling, knee to chest. Now from here, you may want to put your hands on your hips. We're going to extend the left leg out, then bend it back. Extend the left leg out, bend it back. We'll do it one more time. Extend the left leg out, bend it back. Now we're going to extend the leg and then swing with control the leg behind you. You might want to have your arms out this time. Coming back, inhaling that leg forward, and again, bringing it back to that warrior three. One more time. If you need to put your toes down, that's okay. Inhale that leg forward. And exhale. This time we're going to hold our warrior three. Putting the toes down on the mat. We're going to drop our heel and come into a warrior one. Exhale, coming into a warrior two. Front knees bent, fingertips reaching away from each other. Thinking about your pelvis in the position you would when you were zipping up your pants. Inhale, we're going to come into a reverse warrior. Next exhale, coming down to extended side angle. Allowing that back arm to come up and over. On the next inhale, we're going to come back up, straightening the front leg for a reverse triangle. And then allowing your hands to come back so they're parallel to the floor, leaning that front hand forward, your hips towards the back. As you lower down, maybe hand on your shin or grabbing onto your big toe for our triangle pose. From here, just allow that top arm to come down to the mat, and then maybe bending your knee until you find it. We're gonna get that right hand on the floor as you come into your half moon pose. Finding your balance, finding your drishti. Just breathe. And bringing that top arm down to the floor as you bring your foot down to be beside your other foot. Allow yourself to sit in this forward fold just for a moment. Bending your knees and coming back up to a standing position. And again, let's go ahead and inhale our hands up. And exhale, hands to heart one more time. Rocking on your feet. Finding all those grounding points. Putting all your weight into your left foot. Maybe having your hands on your hips. Bringing your right knee up. We're going to extend that leg and then bend the knee. Extend, bend. One more time. Extend, bend. And now extending the leg, keeping it extended as you move it behind you, maybe taking your hands out to the side for balance as we come into the warrior three. Then slowly, with control, bringing that leg back in front of you again. And then taking it back to a warrior three. Back forward. And this time we're going to hold the warrior three. Maybe having your hand at heart center. Just breathe. It's okay if you fall out. Bringing your toes down to the mat, allowing your heel to drop in. We're going to come into a warrior one, so inhale your hands up. And exhale into that warrior two, bringing that back arm around, thinking about wrapping your shoulder blade around your ribs, tucking your tailbone, flipping the front palm. Inhale, let's come into a reverse warrior. On the next exhale, coming into extended side angle. Extending that top arm over your head, feet are grounded. On your next inhale, inhaling back up, straightening the front leg, coming into a reverse triangle. On your next exhale, we'll come down so that your arms are parallel to the floor, reaching that front hand forward as your hip is coming back. Maybe hand to shin, grabbing the big toe, taking the top arm up to the sky, making sure that top shoulder's not caving in. Thinking about lifting your hip and your side body towards the ceiling. Feet are grounded, legs are strong. Allowing that top arm to come down to the floor. Maybe bending your knee as you come into our half moon pose. Inhaling the right hand up. Finding a point to hold your attention, your drishti point. Your drishti point's like another limb holding you up. From here, dropping the top arm down, allowing the back foot to come and be next to the front foot. Again, allow yourself to surrender in this forward fold.
Bending your knees as we roll up one vertebrae at a time.
Inhaling our hands up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Again, we'll just rock back and forth, noticing the sensations in our feet. So between lifting your toes, lifting your heels. From here, we're going to inhale and bend our knees as we come into our chair pose. Gaze can be at the floor in front of you or up towards the sky. You may want to bring your gaze to the floor as we're going to be coming up onto our toes. So once you're up on your toes, we're just going to take our arms with control and bring them behind us and up. Inhaling, we're going to bring them out in front of us and up. Exhale, swim them down behind you. Inhale, let them float back up to the sky. Exhale, swimming them behind you. And inhale, let's bring our hands to heart center. And staying on your toes, we're just going to come and crouch down the front of the mat. Hands could be at heart center. Staying here, or maybe playing with opening your knees to challenge your balance. Keeping that drishti. One more time. From here, and with control, hands out in front of you, allow your feet to come flat, and then down onto your bottom, and right into a boat pose. Just breathe. On your inhale, we're going to lean back and extend our legs. Exhale, coming back into our half boat. Inhale, extend our legs. Exhale, back to boat. One more time. Extend and come back. From here, go ahead and drop your feet down. And we're just going to scoot our bottom back, depending where you are on your mat, so that our legs are forward. So inhaling our hands up to the sky. Exhale, keeping a straight back, pivoting from your hip bone, going as far as you can without compromising the straightness of your back. And we're just going to hold that for a moment. Hands can lie wherever they are. And then allow your back to curve, your neck to curve, your head to be heavy. Just breathe. When you're ready, we'll put our hands on the mat and slowly inhale ourselves back up into a seated position. From here, let's bend our right foot just to the inside of the left thigh. And then we're going to hug that right leg with your left arm as your right hand comes behind you. Thinking about allowing your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Inhale and allow your spine to be tall. Exhale as you deepen your twist, maybe taking your gaze over the back shoulder. Inhale, extending the spine. Exhale, deepening the twist. We'll take one more breath here. On your next inhale, allow your body to unwind, but keeping your foot and knee just as it is. We're going to take the right hand and coming on the inside of your left leg, you're just going to have your hand next to your foot. You can stay here wherever your hand is landing, or you can turn so that your thumb is down and kind of hug this bent knee. Maybe you're able to clasp your hands behind you for a bind. Or you could hold onto your shirt too if you don't
if your hands don't touch. And just breathe. And then releasing your hands as you come back up. From here, we're going to take that left hand behind us. And then we're going to be pushing into the right foot as we come up onto the edge or the sole of your other foot, coming up onto the toes of your right foot for a wild thing. Just breathe. If this is too much, you can stop at any point along that path. Maybe you just have your hand behind you. Maybe you're slightly putting pressure on that right foot. Really open that chest. And when you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back down, extending both feet forward. And now bending your left leg, bringing it next to your inner left thigh. Just going to hug that with your right arm as your left hand comes behind you. Exhale as you allow your shoulders to soften. Inhale, your spine nice and tall. Exhale, deepening your twist, maybe taking your gaze over that back shoulder. Always think about grounding the extended foot. Inhale, extending your spine. Exhale, deepening your twist. One more breath here. On your next inhale, we'll unwind. And we'll take the left hand towards the right foot on the inside of the left leg, wherever you are here. From there, we're going to take our thumb down, palm away from us as we wrap our arm around our back and either grabbing onto our shirt or clasping our fingers. And just breathe. Maybe noticing the points of your body that are grounding right now to keep you in this position. And when you're ready, we're going to unwind. Bring that right hand to the mat behind you, pushing into this left foot, and then rotating out onto the outer edge, the sole of the other foot, so you can lift up into a wild thing. Really open your heart space here. Just breathe. Wherever you are, even if your bottom is still on the mat. And when you're ready, slowly coming down, we'll extend our feet one more time. And from here, we're just going to put our hands behind us, fingertips pointing towards your body, pointing your toes. And then as you push into your hands, you're lifting your hips into this upward plank. Think about moving your shoulders away from each other. Maybe your gaze is at the ceiling, maybe dropping your gaze behind you. One more breath in. And slowly with control, releasing down to the mat. We'll just scoot up a little bit as we roll onto our backs, pulling our knees into the chest, maybe rocking side to side. Should feel good. Maybe taking your knees in a circle together, just taking that massage all to different places on your back. From here, we're going to pull the left knee into our chest and extend our right heel all the way down to the mat. From here, holding the right knee and taking the outer edge, holding that left knee, taking the outer edge of the left foot in your left hand. We're just going to come into a half happy baby. So really think about grounding that right heel, that right hip. and allowing that left hip and thigh relax as the knee moves towards the floor. We'll take one more breath here. And then allowing that foot to extend as far as your knee allows you to. So if it's too much to be straight, it's okay that it's bent. And we're just going to take the outer blade of that foot with the opposite hand, extending the left arm out to the side. And then at your own boundary, you'll stop. So just allowing that foot to open up to the side, really taking into that IT band. Just breathe. We'll take one more breath here. On your next inhale, we'll come back up to center. And then from here, switching so that your left leg is now straight as you pull your right knee into the chest. So grounding that left heel. Just pulling your knee towards your chest, your armpit area. And as you hold the knee with your left hand, we'll take the right hand to the outer blade of the right foot and taking the left hand out to the side for our half happy baby. Again, just allowing your inner thigh and your hip to relax. Maybe breathing inward right into the area where you feel tension, but also allowing gravity to pull that knee down. Really grounding into that left heel and the left hip. We'll take one more breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to bring that leg back up to center. So again, you can keep that knee bent, but taking the opposite hand to the outer blade of that foot, extending the right arm out to the side, and slowly with control, stopping where it feels like you should, listening to your body here, allowing that right leg to come to the other side. You'll really feel this in your IT band. Still grounding through the left heel. Take one more breath here. On your next inhale, slowly coming back up to center. We'll bring both knees into the chest for another hug, maybe even bring your forehead to your knees. And from here, separating your knees as you grab the outer edges of your feet for a full happy baby. And taking any kind of motion that feels good here, so maybe rocking side to side, maybe just finding stillness. Sometimes I like to do these little micro butterflies here, so just think about when you move your knees in butterfly pose, but ever so subtle, just tiny little movements. Or maybe it's just stillness today. We'll take one more breath here. And from here, we're going to extend our hands over our head and our feet towards the edge of the mat, and we're just going to have a nice big stretch. Really, really stretch here. Think about moving your extremities in opposite directions. And when you're ready, we're going to come into our Shavasana pose. So Finding a comfortable place on your mat, maybe tucking your shoulder blades, arms at your side, palms up, allowing your feet to be heavy and rolling out to the side. And coming back to that idea of the new moon, maybe you notice something in your practice today, a tendency to think a certain way or believe that you can't do it, or maybe a belief that you have to push yourself harder and further, or the pose has to be perfect. We can let go of these limiting beliefs and just listen to our bodies. So with this new moon here, allow yourself to let go. Let go of the things that no longer serve you. And right now, we're going to let go of tension. So bring your attention to the very top of your head. And breathe into that area. And then soften it as you let go. Coming down to your forehead, your eyebrows, your temples. Breathe into that area. And just soften. Allowing your eyes to be so heavy. And thinking about an area just an inch or so in front of your eyes. Breathe into that area. And release it. Let it all go. Breathing into your cheeks, your mouth, your jaw, and your chin. Allowing it all to melt away. Breathing into your neck, where it connects to your skull, but also where it connects to your shoulders. Breathe in positive healing energy that's going to allow you to soften, allow you to release. Breathing into your shoulders and your arms. They're so connected. Breathe in, breathe in. So much healing, so much positivity. And on your exhale, feel those areas just let go. Let's breathe into the shoulders again. Maybe even sigh on the exhale. Breathing into your back and really your hips too. You can kind of feel how they're balanced, how the points of your shoulders and your back and your tailbone and glutes are touching the floor. Thank them for holding you up, but breathe this healing positive energy into them. Breathe it in. Keep breathing it in. And gently let it go. Feel all those areas soften. And breathe into your legs. They carry you every day. Breathe into your thighs. Breathe into your calf. Breathe into the heel that's touching the floor. Deep, deep breath in. And then let it all go. It's okay to release what no longer serves you. And now just allow your body to be heavy. For the next few minutes, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. If thoughts pop in your head, acknowledge them, but don't engage with them. And if, without you even knowing it, you found yourself engaging with a thought, it's okay. Just come back to your breath. It's what the brain does. So come back to your breath, come back to your heart. So let's lay in stillness now, feeling the prana as it moves through you, absorbing our practice today. And gently, we'll start deepening our breath, allowing our diaphragm to lead our body back to being awake as we start stepping back towards the regular life we lead. Allow our diaphragm to start slowly and with control. It's relaxed, and so are you. Deepening your breath just a little bit more. Maybe bringing some gentle motion into your fingers, into your toes. Maybe rocking your hands side to side in your feet. Maybe even your head. And then bending your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the floor, and just allowing your body to roll to a comfortable side. Resting your head on your arm. And just take a few deep breaths here. And when you're ready, pushing into your hand as you come back up into a comfortable seat. Eyes can still be closed or softened. And let's just take our hands to our heart. Maybe still feeling your heartbeat from before, that memory of your heart racing from all the movement. Maybe noticing your lungs, opening your ribs, your diaphragm, moving down into your belly. And maybe taking this moment to plant a seed of intention, an intention to prune away something that no longer serves you. Maybe it's something in the way you discovered you think on the mat today, but maybe it's something altogether different. So set that intention in your heart of pruning away what no longer serves you, and knowing that in the pruning is a benefit to you as a whole. So feel that intention taking its place in the soil of your heart. And then with your next inhale, inhale all the love and nourishment that this intention of pruning needs. Knowing that as you plant this seed,
You're allowing it to take its own course. Now, there's always things you can do, like watering the seed and fertilizing the soil. But ultimately, it's up to the seed if it's going to sprout. So release that attachment to what you want to happen and just nourish the seed. Taking our hands into prayer position, bowing your head down to your heart. Thank yourself for showing up today, because it's never easy to show up. Our lives are so busy, but taking the time to get on our mat, taking time to breathe and meditate, it really does pay off. So thank you for sharing this time with me. Namaste.